Most men are terrified of marriage. Why? Because they fear divorce. If you are marrying a woman that ultimately on a subconscious level is telling you that she does not choose you all the way, that there are caveats or conditions on the way that she chooses you, or because you made her sacrifice something that meant something to her, you think that's gonna be the only thing you sacrifice in marriage?
I will tell you this flat out, I am not scared to lose a man. I am not scared to get divorced.
That's the problem.
And no, it's not.
That's the problem.
I will always choose myself.
That's the problem.
I will choose.
You choose your first, but not a man.
Always first, and then my kids, and then God. And
wait, God come third?
Damn.
Let me tell you.
Where's my holy water? For this content today, we're going to head over to the other side of the internet to the Decisions podcast. Now, this is a rebrand. They used to call themselves Horrible Decisions, and they probably realized that labeling yourselves whores doesn't make much business sense if you want to receive sponsorships. Sort of like labeling yourself as a whore doesn't make much sense if you want to get married. Analogy game strong. Nevertheless, they invited Dr. I don't even know if doctor is appropriate anymore, but Sarah Fortnight over there to have a discussion. And I will say, Sarah was absolutely cooking. I mean, just fish fried filet, all right? Making them understand that through their thought rocket ideology, they are of unmarriageable material. But the question here is simple, is that when you are in a serious relationship or a marriage, what should be the boundaries created with people outside of the marriage or friendships? So we're going to encroach on this conversation and unpack the difference of opinion here. All right, so let's get after it. Let's see how this plays out for our own assessment without further ado.
But I understand the intimacy that vacations are.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think like it makes sense to go.
Like,
why would my man go on a trip with one of his homegirls?
Why?
That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. But granted, we're all friends now.
maybe they're going to Black Ski Week.
What'd you say?
Said maybe they're going to Black Ski Week. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
It's just inappropriate for me. And also, this is the thing. None of us are just perfect people. I'm not a perfect person. The thing that causes cheating happens way before the act of sex. It's access. It's access again and again and again over time. It's like the Chinese proverb that says a drop of water dropping on a rock, same spot, over time will split the rock. It is the continuous access that you allow. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so.
One drop of water again
The
and
only
again.
reason I don't know if I really believe it with friendship
wanna
as
see
much
that
as I think someone at work could start a more of a budding relationship. Like I think that at the
But
end
why
of the
you
day,
think they say work wives and work husbands?
yeah.
of course,
That's the
It's
thing.
but I also
inappropriate.
think like there has.
So you better work with the same sex if we get together.
What you mean? No.
Like, so now he got to go work at Morehouse? He can't be around women? Like, that's the thing. I just think.
I'm not saying he can't be around women. I'm not saying that.
Wait,
attention.
you really think it's cool that like someone could be married and go on a vacation?
With a woman?
I don't think that would happen. I just don't see why that would happen. Like, when you get married, like, you often now either you're with other friend groups, like, that wouldn't be a thing where if we're married and we're living together, that you're planning a vacation with another person. That wouldn't happen.
No, I agree. It shouldn't happen.
No, but it wouldn't happen. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
But
why.
I'm saying that's like, bro, the last 3 trips
But that's why
I
y'all are taking it to the extreme. Do I think that my husband or my partner can go and have lunch or dinner with just a woman one-on-one? Yes.
Oh, I agree too. Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't.
Wait,
That's what
so
I'm saying.
Asia and him
Cannot go and have dinner by themselves.
For what?
Like, we're taking it to the extreme with this vacation
It's
talk.
not cannot, but he also would not. That's the man I chose. I chose a man that sees the same inappropriate actions, the same that I see inappropriate actions.
That's
Okay,
not
okay.
inappropriate.
So first they were talking about your spouse taking trips with someone of the opposite sex. That is way more of an outlier situation. That is not a normal conversation. But a normal conversation is around boundaries for friends outside the relationship and is outside of the marriage, right? Like, can you link up with them one-on-one in order to like eat or something? Now, while trust is a good foundation, trust also doesn't mean that we have a boundary list or a guardrail list situation, all right? Because context matters. Do I know who the guy is? Are we all in a friend group together? Is he a friend of mine? Right? Like these are all contextual questions within each situation that have to be assessed. And 9 times out of 9, having a boundary is not an insecurity, for the boundaries simply create rules of engagement. And ain't no lady that is serious about long-term commitment that will not understand that won't prioritize protection of those boundaries or your understanding of the complete context of the situation. And if she shames you off of your boundaries or tries to act like all forms of access are okay or should be on the same level as your access with her, then she ain't the one, Chief. She ain't for a long time. She's for a short time. Let's go.
Action
like
to eat
planned
food
dinner.
with a friend.
But come to the house. I'll cook for you.
I get what you mean, but wait.
Girl,
Let's
you
just make
can't
it
cook like roomies?
Maybe more something that makes sense.
Yeah.
Roomies
He's
is good.
out with the boys. Asia's at a bar. Come through. Let's have a drink. That's crazy for
Look,
you.
no, that's not crazy. He's already out with the boys and she's at the same place.
Maybe he's going to meet with the boys. I'm saying maybe he has plans that night, but right before he meets Asia to catch up.
No, that's weird.
See?
Yeah.
That's weird as hell.
So something I really need, for example, I'll bring this person up again. Now him and Andre hang out alone without me, which is lovely. We've been on vacations together. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I need my time with my friend privately. And it's not because I have some crazy...
That's weird.
See?
It's weird to me.
I want to catch up like with my dog. I want to talk
But why
crazy.
can't you do that in front of your
already do.
man?
Boom.
But I also can't share every single lived experience.
That's
Oh,
weird.
And
no.
that she thinks that
That's
like
weird.
we talk
I think that independence then becomes a thing, right? So
yeah, you
I
gotta be
agree.
independent of your partner.
Now, I agree with that. Look, I'm here right
But
now.
the context changes.
Before this, I was at a laser hair removal appointment. Before that, like, I'm not saying you have to be up under your man all the time. I'm saying that there are certain things that I think create intimacy, which is not always sexual, by the way, but intimacy. And I don't think that we as women should be spreading our intimate things
Come on.
with men. I just
Come
don't
on.
think that.
now I think the intimacy looks different for me, right?
What?
It's the bond that I share when I'm having a tough day and I'm talking about the fragility of my parents being older. It could be maybe finance or work stress or
Do
whatever.
that with your man.
But sometimes shooting the shit with a friend does look different with your partner. Maybe I need a vent for a second.
Where are your girlfriends?
Right.
They're there too.
Okay, so if you're already having those conversations with your girlfriends, why then do you also need to have those conversations with him?
Why not?
Because there's a part of your intimate capacity that he is taking. So much so that if your partner were to say, I don't really, I love him.
Intimate capacity.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
capacity for everything,
we
right?
are humans.
I guess that person is that important to me then.
So is that
Whoa.
person more important? If your person were to come to you right now that you've been with for 3 years and say, you know what, I love the dynamic, but I don't want you guys to have a one-on-one
My
relationship
romantic
anymore.
on,
purchase
let her answer.
shouldn't be placed
I'm
in a
not gonna hold
hierarchy
you,
with
Sarah.
the other
I
men
would
because
be
of gender.
so icked out.
Whoa.
I would be so icked out that he needs...
And you're serious.
I'm dead ass.
This is what I be me. I know you are.
And you know what's very difficult about it?
That is so
I love
perplexing
my
to
friend.
me. Yeah.
We've been friends longer than my relationship, right? I
Wait.
probably would
Uh-huh.
sacrifice him
Who, your
because I'm
friend?
because I'm that in love with my man. At
Okay.
this point, right? Which
Look at-
sucks. But what would end up happening is I'd be so resentful
Look
that
at-
my man controlled my life that much. It wouldn't work.
But is it control?
You have your homegirls, you have your family, but you're choosing to share something with somebody that's the same gender as me, the same sex as me, that you're unwilling to share with me. They might as well change this podcast to unmarriageable decisions. I actually think that would be a lot more accurate in their rebrand. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
And that is just it's absolute control.
Or is it respect?
Right.
Because I don't think that's control
Throw
at
that
all.
goddamn word in there.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Respect.
But that's the thing, right?
If you respect me, if you love me, if you care about me, again, the same way that cheating would hurt me,
Yeah.
why does it go differently than you removing someone that I care about? That would hurt me for me to have to
Look at their mind spinning.
But the
disregard of
barometer
this.
for respect for you and I are both different.
Absolutely.
right?
No, we're not. I'm not keeping it on respect. I'm talking about hurt. If cheating is something that would hurt you, why is it then okay for him to set this boundary that essentially would remove someone from your life that would hurt you? Why is there a hierarchy of hurt here for what's allowed and what's not allowed?
Whoa.
So this is what I think. I think that this is why it's so important, number one, for us to know ourselves, right? Because for me, there's not a man on this planet that I would choose over my husband.
Or your
I don't
kid.
care. No,
Yeah, no.
for sure,
would choose
right?
them over
I'm
the kids,
choosing
too.
my husband. And this too, right?
You
So
choose
this is-
everybody over that man. That man over everybody.
I am.
There we go.
Because this is your once in a lifetime platinum needle in a haystack, swing for the fences, best friend, confidant, lover, husband.
But that's not true because people have multiple husbands.
No, and that's the thing. You see it different. So what I'm saying is you got to choose a person that sees it the same way as you see it. I would never
guess that's
choose a
multiple
man. Yes,
scenario.
I would never choose a man that felt like he needed to go out with his girlfriends all the time and then would try to play me like I'm insecure. Nah, Negro, I don't feel respected when
granted.
you're out with a bunch of different women. So
That
we
makes-
have to choose the people that make the most sense for us. And on top of that,
Cook.
I feel like because when y'all are saying the words that are coming out of your mouths, like this makes sense to me in my mind, and not to make a debate, but in my mind, I'm like, y'all don't want to be married.
Hello.
That's what my underlying voice says,
Oof.
because ultimately what you're saying is
Look at it.
there's another man that is more important than your
Where is the
man, and
importance
why
at all?
would your man
Wow.
The
choose?
importance of going to a bar,
Yes.
Sarah, frankly, saying that, and I can only speak from wanting to be married.
Yes.
The commitment.
Real quick before she starts blabbering, let's just cooking. Respect will always feel like control when it comes to a man setting boundaries over a feminist 304. They just want to be free and just do whatever they want. This is how it's so easy for them to take a word and just create new definitions for them. They can't stick to definitions. They can't stick to meaning. They can't stick to formula. They don't understand risk, right? Like I just did a video yesterday about the term coercion and how it's being changed. The definition is being changed in order to direct women to falsely allege rape from men against them. And this is what happens when you forego structure and boundaries for just the sake of just living life free and just making it up as you go along. They don't understand or want to understand how to respect a man. They don't want to prioritize a man, right? So they're way more than willing to do one-on-one dinners with men that are outside of the relationship and will gaslight you into thinking that you are crazy or insecure for suggesting boundaries. Women that do not understand this are red flags the size of a billboard, but so many of these lemming modern women run around with this type of ideology and cannot understand why men use them for a short time and then kick them to the side of the road from whence they came. Back to the streets with you because you have for the streets mentality. Let's proceed.
Frankly, saying that, and I can only speak from wanting to be married.
Yes.
The commitment, the
Yes.
love that
Yes.
I
I
measure
want
with this
commitment and
person,
love,
the
too.
lifetime, the children.
Yes.
God,
we know
I don't want
We
children
know.
out of wedlock. I
Yes.
want to honor each other's families. I love how blended we are now. I love how we take care of each other.
Yes.
There's no world where that friendship, sorry, Andre, I love you to death, means more than that.
But this is the
Show
thing.
it.
My
This is
man
why
don't have the
but-
issue where he
but-
feels like I can't walk outside and go to a bar with
But
him.
Weezy, here,
There's not a place in his brain where
Right.
he's going like, and now she's gonna suck his dick at TGI Friday.
It's not about that. It's
You
not
don't go
about
to
the
TGI
sexual act.
Fridays,
So,
all right.
so let me say this. So,
about
because I'm
access.
glad that you said that. When you bring up your man and you're like, there's not a piece that would act that would make me choose. I'm choosing my man over Andre, right?
right.
But you also said over time you would resent him so much that you would end up breaking up. Meaning, wait, let me finish.
Isolated from Andre.
Good point.
This is something
But
that you took from me.
No,
Oh.
he didn't. Because that's the thing in
In 3
marriage.
years?
Let me tell you. Look, y'all, and I'm not trying to be a preacher. I am not a perfect person. I have not figured out marriage. I am not a couple's goal. I am not Black excellence. I am just one person that is committed to my person and figuring this shit out.
Okay.
But what I can tell you is most men are terrified of marriage. Why? Because they fear divorce. If you are marrying a woman that ultimately on a subconscious level is telling you that she does not choose you all the way, that there are caveats or conditions on the way that she chooses you, or because you made her sacrifice something that meant something to her, you think that's going to be the only thing you sacrifice in marriage?
I will tell you this flat out. I am not scared to lose a man. I am not scared to
That's
get
the
divorced.
problem.
And no,
Boom.
it's not.
That's the
I will
problem.
always choose myself.
That's
first.
the problem.
I will choose.
I
You
scared to
should
lose
choose
you
your first, but not a man.
I am always first. And then my kids, and then God. And I'm
There
gonna
it
tell you,
is.
God come third.
Damn.
let me tell you.
Where's my holy water? The Jezebel spirit is rife within this one. She said, me, kids, God. And then the husband is somewhere down up in there, baby. This is welcome to the land of the Atlantan woman. Yeah. They cooked out here, baby. Listen, I just recently had a conversation with a feminist Thoughtbot 304. And the funniest thing about the conversation is that she didn't recognize me. We had like a fantastic 30-minute conversation. Randomly found out that it was people that we knew of each other, right? It was pleasant. And then she said, you have an Instagram? Took a look at the Instagram. She's like, why do I have you blocked? She's like, I should have recorded the conversation, but I mean, she was average at best, had no bra on so you can see her nipples, right? Had a cute dog, which, is going to be her life partner for the rest of her life. And I remember thinking to myself, she's probably seen my content and probably hates me for it. I wonder how she's going to react. And as soon as she realized who it was that she was speaking to, she got so angry that she ended up walking away. And why is that? Because I focus in on structure. I focus in on behavior. I focus in on risk mitigation. These feminists loathe facts, data, a man's structure, boundaries. They loathe it. And they weaponize terms such as patriarchy or oppression to try to describe a difference of a way of living. Just as Sarah said, men are scared of divorce, not marriage. And which mindsets do you think is more likely to end in turmoil? But the good news is that it's men that are making the decision. So choose wisely.
But here's where it is for me, right?
I'm listening.
I would probably, if you told me right now, my man needs my
Y'all,
fucking left.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't relate to nothing. I'm just over here listening to y'all.
I believe
this all sounds nuts to me. Everything
I'm
out
sweating.
of both of y'all's mouths. I'm like,
Does
is
it?
this the married people debate?
I
We done
think
went
that-
over on time. We got to do another episode.
Okay.
And I'm just listening to y'all like,
I didn't even get to waiting till marriage.
No,
Yeah,
literally,
low-key,
literally.
I really
Okay,
want a
okay.
part 2 about marriage.
okay, so you know what? Hold on. Let's go ahead and
should
do a
have
part
it.
2.
Is
All
that
right.
good for, is that good for you, sir?
Oh, they cut
Okay.
it.
So guys.
All right, so I think they're ending the podcast right here. They need to do a part 2, baby. But there it is. The mask came off in 4K right there at the end. Imagine being in a relationship with a woman and you are prioritizing her and she said that you 4th on the list, baby. Like, excuse me. They want you to lay down your life for them, but for them, you are 4th, if not 5th on the list. Absurd work. By the way, this is also how when a kid comes into the picture, everything, all your needs as a man, this is how you end up in sexless marriages. This is how you end off in women that prioritize relationships outside of a marriage. These are the exact ones that you avoid, baby. These are the ones that mama used to tell you about. Them fast girls, all right? Leave them fast girls alone. Unless you're going to Miami and you're going to be on a yacht and you need some thought bops to accompany a day of good music and food across the ocean seas. Back when men used to be more respected in society, or back when the construct of marriage was more seen as a foundational building block of family building. Back then, before feminism has sunken its dirty teeth into the modern woman today, before the podcast of like a horrible decisions, women didn't ever think like this, right? Like, you guys must understand, this is only of the past several decades. It didn't used to be this way, okay? The software has updated. Matter of fact, more accurately, is the operating systems, right? They're on Windows Me at this point because of how selfish the dogma of the modern woman today actually is. And by the way, no pun intended, I know that there's actual operating system called Windows Me. It was dog shit, by the way. Y'all remember that? Any millennials that's not up in there? I know that there are. I look at the analytics. Yeah, Windows Me was like the worst operating. I'm letting my geek side get ahead of me. Nevertheless, my G's, you must understand that discipline is being able to tease these things out, right? Like, poor guy, if he's actually considering a woman with a mindset like this, poor guy, if he is, chances are he's probably a little bit smarter than that. So he probably isn't. It's just, what he's doing right now. And she has all of this on the mind, but she's not demonstrating having respect for one's boundaries. So I doubt that it's a thing that's actually being considered. That's my guess. I don't know at the end of the day. All right. But guys, let me know what you think down up in the comment box down below. I appreciate you guys for constantly coming back and rocking with me. And I'll see you soon. Until next time. Peace.
So without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.